Hold your breath, we're here with the brand new iPhone 5 from Apple, the smartphone on everyone's lips. Let's take a closer look. The first impressions is that it does look like an elongated and flattened iPhone 4. The width is exactly the same, 58mm, but it's amazingly thin, and it's mind-blowing how light it is in your hand. It still feels like a top-shelf industrial-grade device with no flex or plastic bits. It weighs in at only 112 grams, and that in itself is an achievement, considering it's taller than the previous model and has more display real estate. The overall design and width have remained undisturbed from its predecessor, and it's very easy to use, and you instinctively know where the controls are. Button placement has not changed at all. At the top, we have the power button, and on the left-hand side, the mute, toggle, and 2 volume control buttons below it. The physical home button remains ever present on the bottom center below the screen. There's a new headphone input on the bottom left-hand side, with the mic next to it and the speaker on the right-hand side. The brand new tiny lightning connector is nestled in between the two grills. It's actually very easy to plug in the lightning cable because you don't even need to be looking at the port, as it's reversible. Now on the back, the main camera sits on the left-hand side with a small mic and LED flash. Now this is the same camera setup as the previous iPhone, but has been redesigned to sit in the thinner body, so it's still an 8MP with an f-stop 2.4 aperture setup. Now the camera can shoot 1080p full high-definition videos. The front camera is now 1.2MP, so we can take pictures at 720p for those self-portraits, and we'd expect that FaceTime and other video conference apps will look much improved with the upgraded camera. Now the only other movable component to the iPhone 5 is the new, even smaller nano SIM card slot. Now have a look at how small this SIM card is. You could sniff and you'd lose it. Now the new resolution of the iPhone 5 is 1136 by 640, which is almost identical to a 1280 by 720 screen in terms of screen ratio. Now as a result of not widening the display, the pixel density remains exactly as it was, at 326 pixels per inch. Now the change means that there is an extra row available for apps and folders, and finally, widescreen movies and TV shows look more comfortable in this space. Now the iPhone 5's predecessor has been upgraded to an A6 chip, which Apple are claiming to be twice as fast in graphics and general processing power. Now we'll be testing that in our benchmarking video, but first impressions are that opening apps, browsing online and looking at messages are very snappy. Now this is the first iPhone to be 4G compatible, and there are a huge amount of features that can be found in iOS 6. Some very visible, some not so. Now the big ones are Apple's very own maps, which includes turn-by-turn navigation in countries other than the US, and improved Siri that can launch apps, post social media messages on your behalf, and can now answer a much larger range of questions. Now, there's also a Facebook integration across a lot of the Apple environment. There's FaceTime over a mobile network, and the new Passbook feature for gifts and loyalty cards, and also digital tickets. And if you're a desktop Safari user, you can now sync your tabs across your devices using iCloud tabs. So that's our first look at the iPhone 5. Now, if you want to see us unbox videos on the iPhone 5 and go through the setup process, click right here. If you want to see the iPhone benchmarking video against the Samsung Galaxy S3, click right here. Now feel free to share this video with family and friends. Remember to subscribe to our channel and leave us your thoughts in the comments area below. Until next time.